Hello viewers, welcome to Dime Talk, and I'm your host James Kashiri, and today we are going to talk about taxation. I know we've been having a lot of issues even to do with the finance bill the year 2024, and we have had challenges here and there, or even protest in regard to the same. And I felt it was like if I'm able to take this topic of taxation and then I try and break it down even to everyone, kila mtu aweze kuelewa everything about taxation. And I know this is can have a lot of lessons, a lot of episodes, but we are going to start from the basic places whereby we are going to talk about, like, starting by clearly defining what is tax, and then we are able to look like for a successful taxation system to be in a given country, what are the principles, some are the canons that need to be looked into. Na hapo tutakuwa tunaangalia like whether our tax system in Kenya is it adhering to the laid down principles. So mujisikie mkiwa free even for any questions, and I know with this a lot of people are going to be enlightened about taxation. We start by defining taxation. So when we talk of taxation, one, the only document that empowers any government or any institution to collect taxes is usually the Constitution. Tax is a compulsory financial charge or levy that is imposed to an individual or even an institution. So ikuangi yati nakuja tuna negotiate, no. And I know even as we break down like even the types of taxes that are there, even how they are charged, or even the rates that are there as per 2024. So we are going to understand more about taxation. Government administers its tax either directly, and when we talk of a direct tax system is whereby it is imposed directly to either the taxpayer or even the property or either the service that you are enjoying. And when we talk of indirect tax system is whereby they impose it on goods and then it is transferred to the consumer, not necessarily the individual who was incurring at the first place, but who it is actually transferred. And the third way is through a progressive tax system whereby it is like it goes on following different rations. Na pengine unaweza kuwa unajiuliza na kwa nini tuchajue tax? Na I'm going to highlight like the importance of us having or like the importance kwa kila gava kuwa na hizo taxes in place. And one of the things, taxation is one of the areas the government is able to raise revenue, because the way government operates, lazima ufanye kazi and then they charge you either a financial charge or a levy ndio wapate pesa yao, and then now from there they're able to distribute back to you guys. So one of the reasons why it is important for a government to raise tax, one is to generate revenue. The second point on why tax is important, one is to bring economical stability, because one, the government is able to weigh like all the fiscal policies that are there and know what either we want to let's say conduct increase goods generated from Kenya, and also we want to perhaps reduce exports or even imports. So tax is used by the government to bring stability in the economy. The third point is to bring social equity and welfare. And by this namaanisha aje, you find that the government could be willing perhaps may want to perhaps to reduce uptake of a given or even harmful substances, let's say like cigarettes or even hizo madawa zote. So you find what it does, even alcohol, how it does it, it may not tell you like it's bad for you to consume these commodities, but because the government has a moral obligation to ensure that like the welfare of its citizen is catered for, so they usually use tax to ensure that they're able to regulate that. That's why you find sometimes you hear unaweza sikia gava imeweza kuongeza imeweza kuongeza tax on beer, wines, cigarettes, because inataka to reduce the uptake of those goods or even items. So you find as a way of managing welfare and also equity, government uses taxes to achieve that. Another reason as to why tax is important, one, it stimulates economic growth, and you find that government may give some incentives. Let's say you are in APZ, they give like they reduce like the tax rate they give you like a tax already for a given period, and you find out of that we are able to bring on board, let's say, a given development. Let's say we want to promote Kenyan goods. That's why you find that like we have that aspect of build Kenya. So you find the government is able to give some incentives. Let's say even you guys, perhaps you are doing mass production of items, they even allocate a given areas like the export processing zones, whereby they are able to even give incentives for operating that space. So also you realize that's another reason why the government needs these taxes, because if all of us we are charged the same na hakuna mwenye anachajua juu kuliko yule mwingine, you find sometimes even people may opt to bring goods outside Kenya, and then na hiyo italeta job opportunities for Kenyans, and that will bring us to the next reason as why taxation is important to any country. The next one is creation of job opportunities, because with the various government policies, especially on let's say production or and all that, you realize the government sometimes may even increase or even give incentives for a given industry just to ensure that there is that increment of employment opportunities even for our young people. The next importance of taxation in Kenya, one is also to enhance compliance and accountability, because you find we as citizens, whenever we contribute to the national basket through the taxes that we are going to pay, you find we are able to make the government of the day more accountable, because it is us who have contributed the amount of money, and then that's why you may find like citizens may protest to ensure the people that they have elected become accountable of the money that they have contributed to that in form of taxation. So you find those are some of the reasons that make taxation very, very important, because if you are not taxed even as citizens of a given country, hatungekuwa na hizi revenue, hatungekuwa worried like these are our taxes, zinafanya nini. So you find even the government of the day inakuanga very keen on how inatumia hiyo pesa, and we as citizens also we are pushed to make them accountable, because sisi ndio tuliweza kutoa these taxes. So we are going to talk about the principles ama like zile vitu ambazo huwa zina govern any tax system, either iko US, either iko Kenya, iko wapi. There are common things that they are like the principles. Ukienda hapa ni kama ile Isaac Newton principle of was it gravity? Yeah, gravity. Ni kama ile Isaac Newton principle of gravity. Like hata ukienda wapi it is the same. So you find one of the any tax system lazima ikuwe ina adhere to these principles, and one of the principles it is the principle of equity, ya kwamba any tax ama kodi yoyote ambayo tunalipa inafaa kuwa inaenda kulingana na uwezo wetu, ama kulingana according to your capacity to pay that tax. Meaning it is supposed to be kama wewe you are low in the society, it should be affordable for you to pay. Kama wewe you are high in the society, also it should be inafaa kuwa inalingana uwezo wako wa kuweza kulipa taxation. So that's being our first principle, or even kwa kizungu saa zingine tunazitanga canons of taxation, that any tax system inafaa kuwa inaangalia mambo yote on equity. The second principle is principle of certainty ama canon of certainty ya kwamba you should be sure, when do I pay this tax, how much am I going to pay. Like if I kuwa nikiamka leo nasikia VAT nafaa kuweka 20%, nikiamka leo nisikie PYE rate itakuwa hivi, there should be a lot of certainty kwa hiyo tax system. The next principle is principle of efficiency or economy, meaning the cost ambayo tunatumia kuokota hii tax, it should not be so much high than what we are collecting, and it makes it so critical. Like if we are able even that's why you find most countries, they automate their tax correction processes, because without it being economic, usikuje tutumia pesa mingi kuokota tax. Let's say nikuwe nakuja kwako, ama let's say we go to each and every individual's house, you find the cost that will be involved in that, it will be very high, and it will go against that principle of economy or efficiency. The next canon or the next principle is principle of convenience. Ya kwamba when we talk of any tax system, inafaa kuwa convenient kwa both the taxpayers and also the government. And this means some of these things perhaps it should even be corrected at source. At source inamaanisha kama ni PYE inakatwa pale before upewe pesa. So hatukupei pesa and then tunakwambia wewe ndio ulipe tax. So it should be convenient to both the taxpayer and the government.